Why does it seem like narcissists get away with their bad behavior? They just seem like they always get away with it. Why? I'm going to cover that and more in this video, so stay tuned. Hey there, I'm Rebecca Zung. I am an attorney. I'm a narcissist negotiation expert, and I've dealt with the drama, trauma, and chaos with narcissists for so long, and I've helped millions of you right here on this channel go from lives of awfulness to step into freedom, possibility, and purpose and shift that dynamic. And that is what I help you do. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so that I can help you do the same thing right here. Okay, so why does it seem like they always get away with it? I mean, it's just crazy. I've heard this so many times over my many years as a lawyer and helping so many of you right here on this channel. And I've coached so many thousands of you too. And I hear it all the time. How did they get away with it? How did they get away with it? How did they get away with it? It just seems so crazy. I mean, well, one of the first things I'm going to tell you guys is that there are no like narcissist fairies or like narcissist police that like live in people's living rooms, right? Like they don't like just pop out and go, hey, you're not allowed to do that. You know, that just doesn't happen, right? So like the only person that has any power over people is the judge. So a lot of times, like you do have to like file motions, or you have to get things done in the court system. But that being said, narcissists don't always get away with their bad behavior. It just seems like they do because they've kind of gotten away with a lot with you sometimes. But I am going to tell you this, and I'm going to tell you, first of all, that one of the things that I teach you a lot in my SLAY program is how to not let them get away with their behavior using my SLAY methodology with my strategy and my leverage and anticipating their behavior and focusing on you, which is what SLAY stands for. If you're so ready to slay, give me a slay in the comments right now. And then next, I just want to tell you this, that narcissists get like blackballed all the time when they treat people like crap. You think you're the only one that sees it? That's not true. I mean, they get blackballed in places where they work, in organizations, in associations, in places where they hang out. People see it all the time. You know that they self-sabotage all the time. I mean, they definitely do. They self-sabotage relationships. They self-sabotage financially. They self-sabotage in situations socially that were advantageous to them. They like ruin like perfectly good situations where they were actually were going to get somewhere because they couldn't see it. And they screwed it up for themselves. They couldn't appreciate a situation. They acted inappropriately. They acted in a way that was self-entitled. They lack empathy. You know that. You know that they lie. You know that they got caught in lies. You know that the way that they behave with you, they've behaved with other people as well. You know that the path of destruction that they've had with you, they've had with other people also. You know that they've ruined relationships, not just with you, they ruin relationships with their own children a lot of the times. All of this behavior, a lot of times, like when it starts to become obvious and they start to become exposed, they start to get more and more desperate. And so they start to act more and more desperate, and that starts to become their undoing. And this was like actually so obvious. And it was a mini series, The Undoing, actually with Hugh Grant, which it was so painfully obvious in that mini series. And I actually did a whole video on how that was so painfully obvious. And I'm not going to do any spoiler alerts here, but definitely check out my video on that mini series. It was really so well done how they laid that out for you. So my video on that mini series is called The Undoing of a Narcissist, and so well done how they did that. If you don't want spoilers, then watch the mini series first, then go back and watch my video on that topic. But, it can actually cause them to get into legal trouble because they can't control their behavior. A lot of times they can be very, very impulsive. It can even sometimes start to impact their livelihood. They can start losing their jobs because of it. People can start to see how they behave. I mean, sometimes they even have criminal records because of it. They can start to have issues because of that. I mean, many of the narcissists are obviously, there's an overlay of being a sociopath, meaning that they're malignant narcissists, and that causes them to have issues with violence or stalking, threats, and can cause them to have even criminal records and things like that as well. So they don't always get away with their bad behavior. It seems like they do sometimes, especially with you. And I think obviously, if they have a lot of money, it can allow them to even get away with more because they can buy their way out of things sometimes. They don't always get away with their behavior, that's for sure. And especially if you know how to slay and you know how to use my methodology to create the leverage that you need and use the strategies to not allow them to get away with their bad behavior, for sure. So if you want to get started with that, make sure that you grab my free Crush My Negotiation prep worksheet to get started with that at winmynegotiation.com. And make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell so you get more information on how to negotiate with narcissists and shift the dynamic and shift the narrative and shift the conversation and become the most powerful person in the room, not just with narcissists, but in general, because I'm on a mission. I'm making sure that you are the most powerful person in the room, no matter what room you walk into. So I'm so glad that you stopped by this channel. I'm so glad that you're here. And remember that today is a great day to start negotiating your best life. And I will definitely see you in the next video.